you have a warrant for something back in Concord. I'm like, God damn, alright, bet, it's whatever. And then they're like, yeah, the strapper you have now is also stolen too. I'm like, oh my God, bruh. But they both times, because I was so like compliant, they was like, do you have a firearm? I'm like, yes. They was like, is it yours? I'm like, yes, I just bought it, blah blah blah. And they was like, yeah, like from the way he acted, I genuinely didn't know it was stolen. You feel me? On some shit like, and that's why I had beat this shit, because they was like, there was no way they could prove that I knew the gun was stolen and intentionally was just riding around with a stolen firearm. Like, I genuinely didn't know. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, I don't fucking know. Like, bro, I just bought this shit. It was mine, yes. Like, and they was like, yeah, you didn't know. Just make sure when you buy guns, you know the paperwork and all that shit, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that shit happened twice, bro.
I would say, shit, buddy. If you ain't had nothing on your record before that, you gotta get that concealed. That was no question. You be like,
that's the thing.
I don't know
no shit's on my record no more. Okay. You feel me? Clean. Then I got a P80.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't even need no shit for that, for real. Even though I still do need it concealed. That is 100% facts. That's 100% facts.
My niggas get that concealed. Well, at least in North Carolina, I'm like, damn. In some states, they say you don't need no concealed, no permit,
man,
no nothing.
That shit
got scraps, no felony, you getting off. They said
that
what?
Crazy. Okay.
I'm like, in North Carolina, boy, they trying to look for anything. They're like, this nigga got a strap, man. Let us please find anything else, boy. We're trying to take this nigga down.
You got a crumb of fucking bud in your shit. That's the number one rule in my car. If you smell like weed, spray yourself down. Ain't no smoking weed in my whip, none of that. Because that's the intention. Like, not intention, but that's like the instant. Now they can search your shit.
Yeah,
now they can search your shit off the rip. No, not going for it. Not going for it. Shit. Let's do it.
Alright, let's get into this shit, man.
Yes, sir.
Alright. ReilentlessTV, man. And today, I'm here with legendary J motherfucker.
Look what you calling a disaster, yes sir.
Let's get it, man. So, buddy, how are you feeling today? Let's start.
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling better than ever. Feeling better than fucking ever.
Feeling better than ever. I'm like, man. So, return of motherfucking J.
The fucking return. I'm telling you.
Okay, so when we met at the bridge, we met at the night at the bridge.
Yes.
And I was asking you, I was like, yo, what's up with with Kehlani? I'm like, man, that's one of my favorite songs all the time. You hate performing Kehlani.
I hate performing it.
What's up with that? Why you hate Kehlani, man?
For the most part, it's just like, I think it's because that's the song that I tried the least on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really take, like, a lot of rappers don't even like rapping and shit. They just do it. You feel me? Like, I actually like making music.
Yeah.
So I put the least amount of effort into that song, and then when that be the main song people know me for, I'll be like, But it's like you also gotta embrace that at the same time. So like I gotta perform it. I don't like performing it, but and they still gotta get it done. People fuck with it, so I fucks with it.
I'm like, but even if that's like your baby that, like, you feel me, like just first showed you that, like, yo, you can really like do something with this music shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, is it like you just feel like people are I guess discriminating against the other songs because you do have other songs and that's the one that they mentioned?
I mean, and I remember my manager back in LA, he told me about that. He was like, I can't feel some type of way about what they heard. You feel me? Like, even though, yes, I do got plenty upon plenty of better songs, they ain't hear them yet. You feel me? The one that they heard, the one that's in their head is Kehlani. So, like I said before, I gotta embrace that and capitalize on it. And that's what I'm getting better at doing now. Like, before I used to just shun it. Like, people would bring it up. Nah, you gotta listen to this song. But now I kind of, I was able to, because it's the song that blew me up. You feel me? Like, that is the song that blew me up.
So let's talk about this 5-year hiatus, cause I'm hearing that it's not really a hiatus, but we didn't see any like music videos for like almost a 5-year period. It was one in between.
Yeah.
So can you explain like what was going on during that time period?
So to sum it all up, I ain't gonna have no helmet, no elbow pad, knee pads. I'm gonna give it to you straight off the rip.
Okay.
Drugs, man.
Okay.
Drugs. Like when I first blew up, like at the very beginning, around like 2017 and shit, 2018. I was really into Xanax and shit like that. You feel me? I ain't gonna beat around the bush, but if anybody who's taking that knows, like it's a lot of blackouts. You won't remember shit. A lot of shit like that. You do shit that you normally wouldn't do, and there's 3 years of my life that I just genuinely don't remember, like at all. Like people be saying like, oh yeah, I don't even remember that. Like I genuinely don't remember 3 years of my life. You feel me? So once I buckled down and realized, I'm like, all right, bet I'm not gonna be able to prosper and continue like this. You feel me? I just sat back, had to tighten up, get my money up, get my health up, get like, how could I put it? Like, just I had to find storm again.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I just was like, all right, bet. I knew it was gonna fuck up my emotion a little bit. Got to get that back, but now I'm coming harder than ever. You feel me? Because I knew I had the talent. I know I always had the talent from the beginning, but I had to take that break to get myself back because I was like, I was a disaster. No pun intended. You feel me? Like I was self-destructive. Like straight like that, I was self-destructive, man. For real.
And I'm glad to see that you're in a better space now,
100%.
and that you're like ready to attack the emotion and like really get back on track to the career that you already had set for.
Sir.
I was gonna ask, what initially made you start taking Xanax?
I felt that's what rappers did. You feel me? Like rappers did drugs, turned up, fucked with strippers, fucking did like it was just a image that I painted in my head about what I was supposed to be. You feel me? Instead of just being myself. I was young. You feel me? Like before that, I was strictly a producer. So when you're a artist, there's more so like the camera's more on you. Like as a producer, you could get the beats out and whatever, and you could kind of stay in the shadows. You can stay in the background. It's not so much the spotlight on you. But when you become that artist and when you become the face, the spotlight is way more on you. So I didn't know how to be in the spotlight. So I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, well, it seems like, all right, they all just do drugs and fuck with strippers and all that shit. So fuck it, all right, that's what we gonna do. When that really wasn't me for real. And then it really just got me into a downward spiral. You feel me? And you see, that's what the chain is, the tornado. It was a downward spiral. I got it tatted on my face. Like I embrace it. Cause that's not who I am anymore. And that's what I'm gonna show the people now. You feel me?
So So, would you say like, that would have started once you started moving around with industry people?
I wouldn't say that per se, but it definitely had an impact on it. Cause like when you out there in LA with all the people that is just up. They just up. They got all the money. They got all this and that. So the way they living and you trying to keep up with it, because that's all LA does. That's all LA is. All the motherfuckers just be geeked. Just be tweeting. All day, every day, parties in the hills. It was like crazy every single day. So when you trying to keep up with that, it's a little bit different than being in your hometown, being able to chill with the people you actually know, your peoples and shit. So being with the industry motherfuckers definitely gave it an extra boost to what already was fucking me up. Like far as, like I said, the drugs and all that shit was more. It was more of an abundance. It was more accepted.
Yeah.
So that definitely wasn't a help. That definitely wasn't a help.
And let's talk about the experience of like, okay, so like, we know that your song Kehlani blew up.
Yeah.
How did it feel like now when you're going out and like people are like just recognizing you, but you don't know them? So it's like, you feel me? Like obviously, like, you feel me? People already have some type of motion in the city, just being like, you feel me, just a regular person you meet one is like going to school, being out in society, going out doing different things. You meet people, but it's just like now, like it's like at a odd rate. You feel me? It's coming more than usual. So yeah, I was just like, at
first, like that shit had me uncomfortable as fuck at first. I ain't even gonna cap. Like I see somebody like just staring at shit in the mall, or like I'd be at the gas station and it's like a group of motherfuckers and they're like all like huddled up, kind of whispering and shit. And then they got them starting. I'm clutching. I'm straight clutching because I'm like, what the fuck? And they be like, bro, what's up? I fuck with your music. I'm like, oh shit, it's actually starting to like people fuck with the shit.
Yeah.
And that like that kind of made me take like what I'm looking for, like how I used to just be all uptight and shit about it. Like that kind of loosened me up because I was like, all right, it's love. Yeah. Like it's people showing love. I can't be all uptight and shit because I don't know them. Like if the only people that fucked with me was people that knew me, I wouldn't prosper.
Right.
It wouldn't be, you feel me, no progression. It got to be people that I don't know, so I got to open up to that.
Do you recognize a look that if somebody recognizes you?
Oh, 100%. But I had to decipher that between the look of I know who he is from, oh, he got that shit on. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about?
You gotta understand that. I'm like,
when you pull up the 2-3 chains on, watch dancing with the drip on, designer on, sometimes they gonna look, but that don't necessarily mean they know who you are. And that's where, like, I had to also humble myself sometimes. Because, like, I'd be with somebody, I'd be like, bro, they know who I am. And they maybe didn't know who I was, you feel me? So I was like, all right, also remain humble. That's key. Because a lot of people let shit get to their head and their head will blow up. And that's a downfall to a lot of people, having that ego. That's why I tried to never be that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
So how do you decipher, like, you feel me, as being an artist, we've seen that it could be a dangerous lifestyle. Okay. So, like, I'm saying, like, the look between, like, somebody that may be a fan or somebody that may be, like, a threat.
Now, when it comes to shit like that, it's just the aura you give off. Mm-hmm. You feel me? The way I carry myself, like, some niggas carry themselves like food. Mm-hmm. You feel me? They food. I don't carry myself like that. But I also don't carry myself like I'm big, oh la la, whoop-de-whoop. You feel me? Like I'm top dog. Like, you're not about to try me. You feel me on some shit, but I'm not about to be trying to be a bully and trying to fuck with people and all, trying to set people up and rob them, all that shit. That's not what time I'm on. Yeah. But you're also not about to fuck with me. And I'm going to let that be known off of my art. You feel me? Like, keep your face card good. You feel me? Don't fuck people over. Don't shit on people. Don't, like, it's just little simple shit you learn as a kid and shit. Like, just treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah. And, like, I'm big on that. I was raised by my mama. Mama Storm, love her to death. That's my angel. You feel me? And she just told me, always treat people the way you want it to be treated. And that's really how I move through life. Like, if I owe somebody a feature, I'm going to send him the feature. If I owe this, I'm going to do it. Like, if I, like, your word is bond. A lot of people, they feel they get to a certain place and they'll start finessing and doing this and doing that. That's how you fuck your face card up. Once that shit's tarnished, it's tarnished. You know what I'm saying?
That's real respectable, Jay. I really fuck with that, bro.
Okay, man.
So, let's talk about what's the biggest contract? I've heard you've been signed before.
Yeah.
Which label were you signed to?
Capitol Records.
Capital Records. Okay, so what's the biggest contrast between being signed versus being independent?
The biggest contrast for real, it's like when you're signed, it's almost like having a car with no engine. Like when you're independent, it's like a car with no engine. Now don't get me wrong, some people know how to build engines. You don't need the engine immediately, but if you got that engine, your car gonna go immediately. So when you're independent, you kind of gotta build the engine for yourself. But if you do, you still gonna go. Yeah. You feel me? You see how I try to put that together? Like, if you're independent and you could build your engine, you good. But when you already got that engine, when you sign, it's a little easier. You feel me? The way people fuck that up is they spending habits, fucking the quality of their music in the first place, work ethic and shit like that. Like, being signed isn't what people see it as. I feel like they see it, being signed is like they just instantly on. Oh, I signed, I'm on. Incorrect. That's just not how it goes. That's not how that shit works.
Okay. So what type of if you're willing to talk about it, what type of deal did you sign? And please don't say it was a 360.
It wasn't a 360. I would have rather took a 360. Shit. They tried to hit me. 3 albums, $15,000.
Okay. 3 albums, 15,000. They trying to play.
They tried to play.
They tried to play.
They tried to play me. I'm telling you, they tried to play me. I said, fuck you, left, never went back. Straight like that. Cause when I had originally signed the paperwork and all that shit, it was a management and like distribution publishing deal type shit. Yeah. It wasn't me signing. So once I started doing that, I was living in LA for months. I'm getting studio sessions booked for me. I'm talking about day studio sessions, like not like alright, they booked me 4 hours, 5 hours. I'm talking about like it was 120 hours. Like I have the studio for days. Anywhere I need to go, it was paid for. Food paid for. Living arrangement paid for. Flight paid for. Like everything was paid for. But then I'm also realizing, I'm like, all this shit I could be doing myself. Like the same shit I was doing when I had dropped Kehlani. Yeah. I was recording my shit, mixing my shit, making the own beats, mastering my own shit, getting the cover art myself. Like, so I'm like, they doing a whole bunch of shit that I could be doing myself already. What's the point? So also, when they tried to hit me with that $15,000 for 3 albums, at that point I felt tried. I was like, fuck this. I don't need that shit. No cap.
So, how would you say industry people move?
What do you mean by how do they move? Like far as in the music industry or outside of that? Like in their life, like their regular life?
Okay. I was going to say like in the music industry, I seen like very early on that you worked with like No Jumper, Chicago Sleepers. Yeah. And did Chicago Sleepers eventually turn into Lyrical Lemonade?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, because the dude that interviewed me on Chicago Sleepers is the same dude that is the executive at Lyrical Lemonade, aside from Cole Bennett. So I think what had happened was it was Chicago Sleepers, and they seen that wasn't really the thing, and then it turned into Lyrical Lemonade. But don't take me for verbatim, you feel me? That might not have been how it happened, but that's how I think it happened.
Okay. So how were those relations like? Were those just like one-time things, or was it just like y'all keep working? How?
It was. I wouldn't say it wasn't a one-time thing because they show love, but that was mainly off of the producing. Like my main producer credits was from Chicago at first, as far as like King Louis. I don't know if motherfuckers heard of him, but like King Louis, Rondo Number 9. Fucking Tay 600, Montana 300. Like, those was my original credits before I started rapping at all. So I already kind of had a name in Chicago. So Lyrical Lemonade and Chicago Sleepers, being based in Chicago, they kind of reached out just off the strength because I kind of already had a name there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, and we're definitely gonna get into that a little further on, when we talking about like come ups.
yeah.
So, before we get there, I was gonna ask, like, what is your wildest story from living out in LA?
Boy. Alright, so look. When you out in LA,
okay,
to go to like the big parties, like not like these little like kickbacks and shit that they be having, like I'm talking about the big parties.
Yeah.
The like up in Hollywood Hills and shit.
Okay. We in the hills.
We in the hills.
With a
You gotta sign NDAs to get in them, non-disclosure agreements. They take your phone, they put it in a bucket, all type of shit like that.
No phone party.
No phone. And when you walk in, I'm talking about it's topless bitches, like with plates full of coke, fucking like any drug that you need is just walking around topless with a bitch attached to it. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about this dude crashed his, like, it was like, I don't know, was it a Maserati or a Mazda? It was one, I think it was a Maserati if I'm not tripping. And he crashed it through the fucking garage and went into the swimming pool. Like,
what the hell?
Like, it just be crazy shit. And they're laughing. Like, it's their house, their car that got fucked up, but they got so much money, so much motion that they don't give a fuck. Like, me being out there realized, I'm like, yo, alright, I'm having racks, but like it's a bracket. It's definitely like levels to this shit. Like, cause I crashed my Mozzie and fuck up my crib, I'm gonna be a little sick.
Yeah, you be like, hell, I gotta be a little guy. Damn, like oh my god.
Come on, I'm gonna be
them
sick.
niggas like, oh yeah, this
they ain't give a fuck. And that's when I'm like, yo, alright, this is different. This is a different standard of living out here. Like, they really having paper. Like, cause living in LA, that shit will break you for real. If you're not really if you're not built for that shit, living in LA will ruin you. I swear to God, it will.
So what is the biggest differences from the cultures there, between Charlotte and LA?
Charlotte, everybody's trying to come up. LA, everybody's up already.
Okay.
That is in the most simplest terms that I could put it. In Charlotte, they're trying to come up. In LA, they are already up. Imagine Charlotte with everybody who's trying to come up already rich.
Oh man, this should be hell.
What?
I'm just
telling you.
Man, listen, I'm like in the city already. Like niggas is like already up, flexing hard.
Hellcats and Beamers and Benzes, so I'm like, everybody swerving all through the shit, crashing it. Parties and chains, all.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about it. If everybody doing that shit, niggas gonna have to find another way to goddamn.
Bro.
They still gonna find a way to goddamn create a new hierarchy with this shit, even if everybody up.
I'm telling you, the hierarchy's gonna come regardless.
Niggas gonna be like, oh, I got a bigger pool.
I got a bigger pool.
It's going crazy. Like, man, more buildings. I got more. Man,
I'm telling you, for real.
Okay, so. What's the biggest difference between the music scenes between Charlotte and LA?
Now, with that, I don't really have a definitive answer because it's like there's artists that go to LA, and then there's LA rappers.
Yeah.
And that is a completely different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of artists, no matter where they're from, New York, Charlotte, Florida, fucking Tennessee, who the fuck knows? They all go to LA just because they kind of have to. That's like what they have to do. All artists, if you're coming up and you have to go to LA. But for the artists that are from LA,
yeah, I
don't really know what they got going on. Like, I never really met or associated and chatted with artists that was already from LA. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's a big difference there. But
for the most part, it goes back to what I said before. Charlotte, a whole bunch of people trying to come up. LA, a whole bunch of people that's already up.
Okay.
Same shit.
Okay. So, what part of the city did you come up on?
I am from the university side, so like the northeast.
Northeast area. Okay, so university area.
Went to Vance High School for a little while. Went to Mallet Creek for a little while.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was at for real.
Okay, so where's the best eats on your side of town?
Oh, what's that shit called? Cuzzo's.
Cuzzo's
Cuisine. You know what's going on, sir. I'm telling you.
Man, Cuzzo's Cuisine, best eats in university. All right.
Whatever camera I'm at, yes, Cuzzo's Cuisine.
Okay. I'm like, shit, have you tried the new Harold's Chicken?
What's that?
It's right over here in university. It's up here beside the, like, checks and stuff.
Put me on.
In that little plaza, yes, brand new.
I ain't never even heard of that.
And they got a lounge, too. I'm like, my boy Drake put me on.
They going crazy like that?
Yes, sir. I'm talking about good wings, good drinks, and they got a brand new lounge spot. Might even have some events there.
I might have to hit that tomorrow for sure. No
Hell yeah. How has the Charlotte rap scene changed since you started?
It's a lot more. Well, it's really in two aspects for real, cause the scene when I was first coming up, nobody was up yet. You feel me? So everybody was more embracing. They was trying to come up together. All right, yeah, let's help. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I fuck with you. Your shit hard. Whereas now, everybody is up in their head in a different way, shape, or form. So it's not gonna be, oh, that shit hard, I'm gonna post that shit. Yeah, we all trying to come up. It's gonna be more, oh, he didn't post my shit, so I'm not posting his shit. You feel me? It's a little more clicky. It's way more clicky, whereas before everybody was just supporting. If you was trying to do something in Charlotte, I bet. I'm trying to do something, you trying to do something, yeah, let's work, blah, 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 whoopty whoop. Now it's like, oh, nah, he don't fuck with my shit, or he ain't never posted mine, so I'm not gonna post his and shit like that. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, other than that side, it's way more social media based too. Before, I used to be able to like in 2018, 2017, 2018 type of shit, I could post a song, it'll go up, out of there. Didn't have to do no trillers, didn't have to do no publicity stunt, didn't have to do this and that. Whereas now, if you're not doing trillers, if it's not a TikTok dance to it, if it's not a TikTok challenge, if it's not this and that, like, it's just not gonna go up the same. Like, I used to be able to drop a song and not post nothing for a whole month. Realistically, if I'm being honest, I've never been that internet nigga. You feel me? Like, I was always on real life shit, like real life interactions, real life communication. Whereas now, it's majority internet. Like, majority internet.
And do you feel like, with seeing that change of with like the culture and everything, did that like play another factor into like why it seemed like it was a hiatus?
Yeah. Cause anybody who really knew Storm knew that I was never a posting all the time on social media ass nigga in the first place. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But when the norm became posting every single day, doing lives every single day, making trillers for every song you're dropping, this, that, like everything with social media, it turned into, oh, where's Storm been at? When anybody who was originally like in my fan base before, they know I was never on that time in the first place. You feel me? Like, of course I'd post, but I wasn't posting every single day. Like, now I have to post every single day. I have to do this, I have to do that. And it's a little weird because I ain't have to do that before.
Yeah.
I'm learning though, like, you live and you learn, adapt.
Yeah.
You can't beat them, join them, straight like that.
Let's fucking go,
Okay.
man. So, Storm, You started off as a producer. I
Yeah.
seen that you had an article by Vice
Yeah.
talking about like it was like the earliest article, and I want to say that's like you mostly like that's your real introduction. Like Kehlani was your I would say like that's something that a lot of artists are still striving to try to get, like a song that like goes viral. But I'm like, I would say that's your introduction as an artist. But really, your introduction to the music industry was actually through producing. So let's talk about like how you got started in that. Like, what age was that, and like who were some of the people that you collaborate with the earliest?
See, now the producing side. See, I never really even get asked questions about the producing side. And that's crazy. It's like they only care about the artist, but the producer side is what made me.
And that's what like also go into it. Like you, I know you rap over your own beats.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, why not ask about like where this shit all really started?
Like with the producing side, like I told you before, a lot of my shit was Chicago based.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really, in the beginning, I wasn't even really that known in Charlotte because all of my placements and songs that I was producing for was in Chicago.
And how did you
Atlanta.
get that?
Strictly off of Twitter. Like, see, before Instagram became like the way outside of TikTok and shit now, but like I was a Twitter ass nigga, bro. Like Twitter, like I had like 60,000 followers on Twitter before like I lost that account. I was like, if I post like a picture, anything, it was 3,000 retweets and shit like that.
It was going up.
Like my Twitter was going up, and all I tweeted, I was like, I said, who got Chief Keef's email? I just tweeted it. 10 minutes later, I had like 20 replies of every Chicago rapper's email, and I bet, boop, bloop, send, boop, bloop, send, boop, bloop, send a pack here, send a pack there.
Okay.
2-3 weeks later, I had placements all over Chicago.
Man.
Took it over within a month.
I know you was lit. Like, so,
Man.
like, what age was this? Like,
I was still in high school, so that's like 2014.
man, I know you lit as hell. You like, yo, I'm in class. I'm like, damn, these Chicago drill niggas just blowing up. And I'm like, you just like, so was that like the same year you started making beats, or like
Nah.
how many years into making beats were you?
At that time, I was probably into making beats like maybe 3 or 4 years, because my older brother, he had introduced me to FL Studio 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about FL Studio, you know we're at FL Studio 21 right now. So I got first introduced to it at FL Studio 2. And I used to just watch him, like, just watch. I'm a visual learner, so like I'm just retaining information, and I'm learning as I'm watching. So it got to the point where I was able to do it myself. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me listen to their music and try to make a beat that's like it. I didn't want to make that type of beat because I still wanted to put my own type of sauce on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, let me make something like this. Let me make something like that.
It's influence.
And took off. Like, one of my biggest songs was from that era, 45 million views.
Okay.
45 million, not 45,000, not 450,000. 45
and which one
million.
was that?
Ice cream truck.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm like, during that era, I was that ice cream truck, Montana 300.
Montana 300.
Going
I
crazy.
was still in school.
In
I was still in school at that
high
time.
school with it.
I'm telling you.
So, okay, so, all right, so you did the beat making. What made you think, like, yo, I'm about to start hopping on my tracks?
I realized, like, when I was a producer, I was being invited to shows because the songs that they were performing, I produced.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen when I'm on stage, the crowd is singing along to the person who rapping. They're not singing along. How you gonna sing along to a beat? You feel me? I wanted to shine. I was happy that they was fucking with the beat. I bet that's cool, but them spotlights not on me right now. I need them on me.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I know what I gotta do.
So my nigga said, you know what? I mean, it's
I
cool
got
that
I
I
got
hopping on the
some.
bees, but shit, I hop on my own shit. Fuck
Boom.
it.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Okay. So, I was gonna say, what? Oh damn! Why damn? Dang, that cut off on. Oh damn! Damn, that shit done went crazy, bro. Are you telling me niggas goddamn when they actually take like them Zans and shit, when they be like, oh, I forgot what happened, like you can actually wake up in motherfucking jail, like
That ass.
what the fuck, nigga?
That
Hell,
ass.
there is
You
no
will black
fucking way.
out, bro.
I'm goddamn chilling.
telling
You in the sesh. Next thing you know, you done
black
probably saying you done left the spot, and next thing
Left
you know,
the
you
spot,
woke up
chill
in
with
jail.
chill with your girl, best friend, tweaking because you know she done told your girl. Now you wake up in her best friend bed. You hear knocking at the door, wake you up. It's your bitch knocking at the door with fucking a baseball bat. Cause she about to fuck up the bitch car. She trying to hit you. You don't know what the fuck going on. You went to the studio. You looking at your Instagram story. You ain't even know y'all linked up and went up and down.
I am weak as hell.
Them Zans is not it, bro. I'm telling you. Them Zans is not it.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So Jay, what is your favorite work from your catalog?
God damn it. Drop my fucking. I'm dirty if I eat that shit. But I thought about it. I was about to eat it. But
Shit, 5 second rule. Shit, right, nigga, shit. I'll do it down.
My favorite word. It's gonna sound so cliche. But Tragedy 4, bruh. The one that I just dropped in December. But only because that's the first tape I dropped pretty much in my career where I was 100% coherent. I was 100%. I knew what I was putting out. I remember making the songs. I know what I did for mixing and mastering, and it wasn't just, oh yeah, I forgot I made this song. Let me put this on there. Like, I was able to sit and, all right, these songs would sound good together. All right, bet, boom. This would sound good with that. All right, maybe this is the order I should put because I was able to think and put it together. You feel me? Like my other tapes, I feel like it was good because the songs was hard, and that's one thing people never had to worry about. Like they never had to worry about if the songs was gonna be hard or not, because that's just a given. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this tape, Tragedy 4, I put it together, like together. So that's why I would say that Tragedy 4 is my best work for real. Between the auto-tune, the slow jams, the turn up, like it hits every aspect. It hits every bullet list. I fucks with it, for real.
Who are the top 5 artists out of Charlotte?
Me. 10 Cellphones. Lil Motor Hard. I don't know if you're from Charlotte though, so that don't count. 704 Texaco. Stunner. Well, he not from Charlotte, that don't count. 704 Reef. And let this be known, this isn't no biased or nothing. These is just my personal
and
favorite
you can't put
artist.
yourself in there. You
You
can't
feel
put
me?
yourself
What?
in there.
I'm
Hold
the
on,
real
that's
man.
like-
I'm hard,
Okay,
bro.
I know,
I'm
but you
throwing
can't
me
put
in
yourself
there. Alright, I can't put me in there. Alright, I can't do it.
Alright, so 6.
Alright,
bet.
Alright,
Okay.
R.P. John Doe. Jesus, he was hard. But we gotta put people that's here now. So I'd say Frais. Frais is hard as fuck.
Okay.
Who else?
So Frais.
I gotta say Ronsocold too.
Okay.
That's my top 5.
Alright, so Ronsocold.
10 Cellphones.
10 Cellphones.
704 Texaco.
704 Texaco.
704 Reef.
704 Reef.
What was the last one I said?
Frais.
Frais. That's my
Let's
top
go.
5 for sure.
Okay. Alright, so what new projects can we be expecting from you?
Well, the tragedy phase is done. Because I'm done self-destructing. I named my shit tragedy and disaster and all that shit because I was self-destructing. You feel me? But now I got a tape that I'm dropping, global warming. You feel me? Cause that's like global warming. You heating up. You feel me? I'm heating up. So and like everything I do is with a purpose. You feel me? So global warming, I'm putting on my everything on there is gonna show them why I'm heating up. You feel me? Like it's not just me. Oh, I'm gonna name it this and just put these random songs on there. Like I'm trying to do everything to like for a reason. Like everything has a reason. Everything has a place every time. Like I'm trying to just do this shit the right way. You feel me?
Okay. And when can we be expecting this?
I was going for February 24th, but then I heard Yeet dropping February 24th, Pierre Bourne dropping February 24th. So I'm like, alright, I might just drop a little video or like maybe 2 singles before that. And global warming gonna come March 13th. That's what I'm coming for.
Okay. And what are some new creative ways that you plan to expand your brand or your music to audiences?
TikTok. I'm gonna make songs that motherfuckers could do this with and that with, and like of course songs that's gonna be hard, that's gonna be good to listen to, because that's always just been the case. Like it's gonna be easy on the ears. You're gonna like hearing it. But I also realize that it has to be shit that, like, if you could put a challenge to it, if you could put a dance to it, if you could put this and that and this and that, that gives it them extra boost to make it become viral. Like, becoming viral is very important now. Like, and that has to do with your longevity. Like, your longevity in the game. Because if you can't come together with what's popping now, then you're just gonna be one of them has-been niggas, and that's what I refuse. Like, that's my number one fear, being, oh yeah, that nigga who made blah blah blah. Like, no, you about to see, and you about to see why. Straight like that. Stay like that.
Let's motherfucking go. It's the return of motherfucking J Storm.
Return.
Man,
back like I never left. Tell me.
Let's fucking go. We wrapping it up. I'm like, J Storm, any last comments, my boy?
Be ready. Be on the lookout. Coming back.
Man, we right motherfucking back at it. Real ReilentlessTV. J Storm.
Make our cheese doodles on my hand.
Relentless!
Yes, sir.